In this video, I'm gonna go over the 5 things we learned after paying off $128,000 of debt. At the beginning of 2020, our net worth was a little under $100,000. Now, I guess you can say that $100,000 was a lot better than the average American. But if you're earning upwards of $350,000 a year, $100,000 is minuscule, especially when you take into account that both Monica and I have been working as nurses for close to 7 years at that point in our careers. So when COVID hit and we had a total of 2 loans, each worth an original amount of over $70,000, and we knew we had no savings in our checking or savings accounts, we realized that we had to pay off all of this debt and begin investing our money. And that's exactly what we did. In 2020, when the COVID hospitalization rate began to rise, Monica and I started picking up extra shifts every single week. By the end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021, we paid off over $128,000 of debt. At number 1, the one thing I should say about paying off all of this debt is that being debt-free, except for our mortgage, feels weird at first. Prior to paying off our debts, we were living our lives as if tomorrow didn't exist. We had no savings in our accounts, no money invested, and nothing but bills after bills piling up every single month.
Oh my God. I am never gonna financially recover from this.
Seeing those bills disappear from one month to the next felt absolutely bizarre to us. We were so used to paying off debt after debt after debt every single month.
Wait, college payment. Go f yourself.
Once we finished paying off all of this debt, money was just sitting in our bank accounts. It was eye-opening to say the least, because we realized that we had to start putting this money to work for us. Otherwise, it would just continue to lose its value due to the rate of inflation. And we also promised ourselves to never get into that kind of debt ever again. The second thing we learned after paying off all of this debt is that there's no right way to paying off debt. For many of you who are on a debt-free journey, you've probably heard of Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey preaches the snowball method. This is a method by which you pay your debt from lowest to highest. There's also the avalanche method. This is a method in which you pay the highest interest debt to the lowest interest debt. In order to pay off our debts, what Monica and I did was set aside whatever money we could every single paycheck until we had enough money to pay off the total balance of an entire account all at once. This also gave us a feeling that we weren't just throwing our money away, because we kept socking this money away paycheck after paycheck, and it was just piling up in our bank accounts until we had enough money to pay off the debt. When that debt was paid off, it would free up at least $1,000 a month that we could add to our previously saved amounts of money and use to pay off the next balance on the next account. And for those of you that have seen our video on how we spend our monthly income, you would know that Monica and I were bringing in $19,000 per month every single month during that year. And at this point, we were saving about $11,000 per month to throw at all of our loans. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, we had a personal loan with an original amount of $70,000 that we used to purchase this home. And I would not recommend that anybody do this unless they are absolutely sure that they would be able to pay off this loan in 2 years or less. So what Monica and I did, because we didn't have enough money for a down payment on a house, we only had about $30,000 at this time, was we applied for a personal loan of $70,000. We borrowed this this amount about 3 months before the mortgage companies asked for 2 months of our bank statements. We also had another loan of an original amount of about $72,000. This loan was for the car that we currently own. We have 2 cars, one that we drove in New York City, which was a very tiny car worth about $15,000 brand new, to now this car, which is a much larger vehicle. And I know $72,000 is a large amount of money, and if we could have done it again, we would have probably not purchased the car for $72,000 at the time. But here we are. We had both of these loans that we had to pay off. We also had some student loans, and on top of that, we had our mortgage payments, our bills, and our utilities that we had to pay. We began all of these payments in January of 2020, and by 2021, we were done paying off $128,000 worth of debt. The next thing that we learned is that all of the money we used to pay towards debt on a monthly basis is now free for us to use on anything we want. Prior to paying off all of this debt, our monthly expenses amounted to $9,636. After paying off our debts, we managed to get our personal expenses down to $6,203 a month. These expenses include $4,000 worth of monthly mortgage payments, property insurance, homeowners insurance, property taxes, and HOA dues. The other $2,203 consists of groceries, bills, utilities, auto insurance, gasoline, and other miscellaneous expenses. We also have another $183 in monthly business expenses. These business expenses include subscription services like Storyblocks, Canva, Skillshare, the entire Adobe suite, QuickBooks, Wix.com, Microsoft Office, and various other subscriptions that help us run this YouTube channel. As you can see though, we reduced our personal expenses by $3,400 per month. At number 4 on this list is that now we are able to triple the amount of money that we're investing. After we paid off all of that debt, we were able to invest over $85,000 the next year. And we spent over $30,000 on vacations alone. And do you know what the best part about all of it is? Is that we didn't feel guilty doing it. And with our salaries increasing year over year, this only means that our investments are also going to compound tremendously year over year. For 2022, we plan to save at least $6,000 and on average $9,000 every single month to invest in a short-term rental by the end of the year. We're also going to budget around $40,000 for vacations this year. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, but I'm going to be making a video talking about the importance of how you need to be able to balance your FIRE journey with your lifestyle. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when that video comes out. Alright, and at number 5 on this list, another thing we learned after paying off all of this debt is something that we all learned the hard way. Getting into debt is much easier than getting out of debt. I was working anywhere from 32 to 40 hours per week just to catch up with our lifestyle. I know 40 hours a week does not sound like a lot of hours to the ordinary 9-to-5er, but we nurses are not 9-to-5ers. We normally work an average of 36 hours a week if we're working 12-hour shifts. So the worst part about it is that when you're a high income earner, these creditors are practically begging you to borrow money from them. But after paying off all of this debt, I began to work 30 hours or less per week because I no longer had to worry about living paycheck to paycheck with all of the debt that we owed. In fact, in 2021, with all of the baby bonding time I received in California, I took over 5 months off from work, and I worked an average of 21.5 hours because of the way that I maximized my working hours. And I have a video right here that you can click on to show you what one of my pay stubs look like after working 18 days in a row. But not only am I working less than 30 hours a week, I have switched my template at work, and I am now only going to be required to work 20 hours per week. But for those of you that have been watching us for a while now, you know that I am still going to be earning more this year than I did the previous year. So with that said, if you guys like this video, I'm sure you guys are gonna love our video on our nursing income progression from new grads all the way up to working for Kaiser Permanente. So click on this video right here.